I am here to bring you my best and worst movies of 2016. I am not a film critic, but I am a Bollywood lover and a movie watcher. I like to rate the movies I watch from 1 to 5. This is not a critical rating, but this is a subjective, opinionated rating that is graded on my experience and my enjoyment of that film. Really, this should be called my favorite and least favorite films of this year, but no one's gonna look for that, so top 10 best and worst. This year I've seen 60 Bollywood films. I thought this year was decent in terms of movies because I'm more realistic. I know you'll always have more coal than gold. There were some disappointments for me this year, such as Fatur, Sultan, and Sarjeet, but there were 17 movies which I hated more. These films all received 1 star and I had 17 films to pick from. At number 5 is Banjo. When I saw the teaser, I said it looked strange. When I saw the trailer, I said it looked stupid. And this movie is strange and stupid. There's nothing exciting about it. Nagi Sparkly has a bunch of lines in it, but she can't act. Half her lines are in English too, and she can't act in Hindi nor English. The romance, there is none, because there's no chemistry between Vitesh and Nargis. The action was ridiculous and unbelievable, in a bad way, meaning that you wouldn't believe it. For a movie called Banjo, I didn't enjoy that instrument. And they're trying to modernize and revolutionize the banjo, but I didn't like any of the songs. And I did not come out the movie appreciating the banjo, and I feel bad for saying that. At number 4 is Akira. Akira was a disappointment for me. I was so excited to see Sonakshi Sinha in a solo role, really playing the role of a hero than really a heroine, because sometimes women don't get these kind of roles. The story was all over the place, and the writing and the characterization was weak. The plot, it was confusing, it didn't make much sense, and really at the end of the day I had a headache by the end of that movie. Her character for me was very weak. I did not really like her character, and for her to go through these different things, I thought she had the same face throughout the whole movie, and she wasn't allowed to shine. And I believed in Sonakshi too. Also, in terms of the action, I know that she learned this stuff, she tried her best, but the action looked choreographed. I thought it was too much, it was over the top. For example, she would punch a guy. Let's say the punch looked like this. That's how much intensity they have. This is what the guy would do. Oh gosh, I turned off my lights. Number 3 is Rustam, which was a big bore. I think about 20 minutes into the film, I was already checking the time. I was like, I can't do this. I was stopping and going, do I want to take a nap? Can I finish it later? Okay, let's just get it over with. For one, I had a problem with the story. You have a man who says, I killed someone. He tells you, we see him do it, and we're on his side? And for some reason, the sister of the person who died is now the villain? Her fight for justice of her brother dying, she's the villain. I don't get it. All suspense in this movie is lost because from the beginning, you know he's gonna get off. Because why? Because everyone is for him. Everyone is cheering for Rustam. Why? I don't know. I thought it was more painful and confusing and frustrating. Yes, frustrating. That's a good word. Why are we having witnesses lie? For Rustam to outsmart the other lawyer on minor, stupid technicalities? Frustrating. I thought the conspiracy theory at the end just made the film worse. I did not enjoy Rustam one bit. Number 2 is Midori. I didn't expect the film to be amazing, but I just expected a good film. A good critical film from Irfan Khan. And boy was I surprised. I forgot that having a child in a film is a risk. I was so used to seeing children act well that this film reminded me that not every child has a natural gift. I did not like the boy actor in this film. I didn't like his acting. Nor did I like his characterization. I thought this movie was going to be about a boy and a man's relationship. This boy was going to allow Irfan Khan to heal over the death of his son, or the loss of his son. And then this movie was also going to explore the relationship between a rich boy and a poor man. I was looking forward to that. I thought it would affect me emotionally, but I had no connection to this movie. At the end, when he is calling people into the room, I was over it. I was over this movie. It just got to the point of no return, and I was done. Number 1, it's a tie. The worst movies I saw this year were Masizade and Kya Kule Hum 3. Both I thought were awful. For one, they're comedies. They weren't funny. There were tired jokes and gimmicks. One had the gimmick of a man dressing up in drag, which wasn't funny in this case, and the other one had the gimmick of a gay man, which wasn't funny in this case. I've seen both, In other comedies, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but both, no. And there were other problems in this movie, such as Sun Leon. She's beautiful, but she's beautiful. I truly thought long and hard about which one was worse. Both of them are awful. Even looking at the endings, like quicksand or sticky conveyor belt, which one is worse? Both. I don't hate all adult comedies, and if we're talking about comedies, Great Grandmaster is the movie in which I had the most laughs and the biggest laughs too. It was hysterical. I was dying of laughter at some point. I was like, it's too funny. I need to stop. I had to replay parts. I loved it. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's ridiculous. Is it bad? Yes. Did I laugh? A bunch. A whole lot. Yay! On to my best films of the year. This year, I only had 6 movies which I gave 5 stars to. Before I get there, I'd like to mention some other good movies that I think were great this year. A Dil Hai Mushkil, Aligarh, Parts, Raymond Raghav, Waiting, and Nirja. Yes, Sonam did a good job. Number 5 is Pink. Pink surprised me. Now, I know rape is bad. Don't get me wrong. Rape is bad. But I just didn't want to go into a preachy film about rape. Is the film a bit preachy? Yes, but it's really good. I enjoy the acting. I enjoy the dialogue. This court drama felt a whole lot better to me. Amitabh Bachchan finding holes in the prosecution's argument was a lot better to me. I love the acting. I thought the girls were really good. And they had to cry a lot during the movie, but I thought their crying was realistic. And I enjoyed the friendship and the connections between these 3 girls. I like the way they don't show video during the testimonies. It's more he said, she said, and we just have to take it for what it is. For example, if the lawyer's saying you were touching the boys, I want to see the video. I want to see how they're touching them. Is it like this? Is it like this? We just have to know, okay, you were touching that and you were flirting with them. What do you mean by flirting with them? I wanted video. I wanted to see, okay, what did that dinner look like? I wanted to hear, what did that joke sound like? I wanted to see what led up to her rape accusation. I wanted to see that in the movie, but they're not giving that to you. You have to more think. I know emotionally we are on the girl's side, but I want to hear it critically of what happened. We not only have to believe it, but the lawyer has to bring forth a good case. And so I'm being very critical, and I'm judging the case as well. And I enjoyed that movie. I thought it did a great job. One of the best of the year. Number 4 is Phobia. I thought this movie was going to be a horror/thriller. It was just so different, and I just love that about it. Radhika Apte, I really like her, and she's another person which I want to see more of. And so to see her 3 times this year in a solo film like Phobia, in a blockbuster like Kabali, and also to be in just a critically good film like Parts, then really to see a lot of her. I saw a lot of her. I just thought she had a great year this year. She did fabulous in this. Her acting was really good. I get scared easily, and I found this movie to be scary. I screamed at certain points. At some points, I didn't know what was going to happen. My heart raced, and I like that about this movie. And then the ending. I feel like I want to watch it again to see if it actually would make sense. But when I think back on this film, I don't look at the flaws. I look at the shining moments. I just get good feelings when I think about this movie. And that is awesome. Number 3 is Dangal. I saw this movie yesterday, and I loved it. When I saw this, I said this movie is amazing. The acting, the writing, the songs, the cinematography, beautiful. A wonderful film, and hopefully you go ahead and watch it too. I have no doubt. Y'all always go support Amir Khan. I bet this movie will be a blockbuster. Number 2 is Uttar Punjab. It is a movie that is there to teach you a lesson. Don't do drugs. And even though it is preachy, it's so good in the way it delivers its message. It has its fun moments, it has its serious moments, it has its light moment, it has its dark and heavy moments. It's just a beautiful film that just comes together really nicely. It's an ugly film that makes you hope for the best. I also really enjoyed the soundtrack for this movie. The acting, especially from Shahid and Aaliyah, is top notch. I felt so much while watching this movie, and it's one of those films that just resonated with me. A fantastic film, and I loved it. My number 1 film for this year is Kapoor Sons. Watching the trailer, I said, this movie reminds me of Dil the Takane, which was my favorite film last year. And I could not believe that this was my favorite film this year as well. Love the story, I love the writing, love the acting, love the songs. And it's a movie in which I felt that I related to. It's a film in which I laughed. It's a film in which I cried. It's a film in which I loved. I loved it. This movie was my type of movie, and that's why it's my favorite movie this year. So those are my best and worst movies of the year. So bye!